This is the next question. So this is a new afternoon / European evening show where Adrian and I just like meet after work, although I'm not anywhere near done, and have a beverage. This is the new game plan. This is the uplift happy hour.
It's good. Cheers.
Right? Yeah. My mother-in-law was down, and for some strange reason, she just drinks Modelo, and so I got her some. So we have some of that left. I haven't really had Modelo in a long time, but it tastes like beer, so fuck it. So, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Hold on. Cheers. Sorry, I didn't cheers.
Cheers.
Bang. Drinking at work.
I think I haven't been that. You always say that you're busy and stuff, but I think I've actually haven't been that busy for a long time.
Right?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I thought our pace 6 months ago was nuts, and now I look back at that like really fondly. It was so relaxing. Oh shit!
And it seems like I was actually like somewhat happy that the markets went down a tiny little bit, right?
Yeah,
because it kind of took off a little bit of the steam, and it's like you don't have this pressure of like everything is just going up and really crazy, right? And everything started calming down a little bit, but now that makes you push even harder so that you can kind of now
capture when it's down. I mean, that's
yeah, exactly. Like,
this is there's so many different theories about the crypto flows and like the different cycles and stuff, and stock to flow for Bitcoin and everything else, right? But I wonder, like, having finally experienced like a building phase, not an investing phase, right? Because like the first crypto thing for me was mostly just getting lucky, throwing darts at the market or whatever, like everybody else. And then of course towards the end of it, we made Shipple, which was again just hilarious. It was like getting some practice building community or whatever, but it wasn't like this. And then just to spend the entire time through this entire bull market just pinned to the wall building like crazy people, you sort of start to wonder, like, at the end of these bull markets, does everyone kind of who's working in it get to the end of these and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna take a nap for about, I'll see in 2 years, we'll do this again.
No, it's not gonna be 2 years this time.
I agree.
I
mean, you build the entire way through the bear market, and I will definitely be building all the way through the crypto bear market, because like NFTs kind of don't care, right? Like, I'm sure they're going to be affected, but I think in large part, I think that the space is just going to keep expanding geometrically, even in the bear market.
I don't know whether people will still be paying like $1 million for a Bored Ape, right? That I really don't know.
Right.
Maybe for a Bored Ape, but then not for a CryptoPunk or vice versa. Or
the speculative stuff is going to come down.
Yeah,
I think.
But I mean, specifically in gaming, people will of course keep buying, trading, whatever, merging, blending NFTs in games, right?
Yeah.
And maybe play to earn, like the play to earn, where people actually are looking to make a lot of money by playing a game, and everybody's looking for that, right? Yeah. Maybe that's going to calm down as well, because simply like all the tokens that you can earn are going to be worth less, right? But
right, like it requires requires speculative fuel to get to bonkers levels, like Farmer's World, for example. Or even like
crazy,
like Alien, or like Our Planet when it peaked, right? There was very clearly tons of speculative interest, people coming in when it was right at the peak, not doing the math on what was possible, if it decided to, like, if the air got let out of the bubble or whatever, right? But I mean, Our Planet's still around, right? Like I don't know. I think you're right. I think that like some of the crazy energy will go away, but the people that are grinding out, like, we're not going anywhere. We're not going to stop. We're going to make things, way more interesting all the time.
Yeah. And I mean, I've just been looking at the numbers today. There's over 100 million NFTs minted on Wax already.
Holy shit.
I mean, 100 million? Seriously? That's quite a bunch.
Yeah. Just basically. Wow. Man, yeah. I wonder, like, would that be like 2.5 billion in Ethereum fees? Is my math wrong? If it's like, it's minimum $25 to mint, minimum, and sometimes it's like way more.
Yeah, maybe.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's still been expensive to mint them on Wax, right? It's not like it's not free, but
Right.
yeah, we're looking like we'll talk about it in a bit, I guess. But we'll be minting a ton of NFTs on Wax ourselves with Dungeon Master in the next season.
Yeah. Do you want this? Let's get into it. Like, do you guys have? Can you find me the link to it? I want to bring it up. Take a look at it. Or whatever you guys have.
It's just dungeon.wombat.app. Can I don't know. I can put it in the private chat.
Here we go. Cool. Yeah, I'll share it up here. All right.
Yeah, and we basically just finished season 0, the beta season. Yeah. So it's currently in kind of hibernate, right? So nothing's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And next season is going to start next week. So the first official season. And I mean, it's so funny because season 0, like the beta season, that was literally you could stake your NFTs and claim your rewards once a day, right? That was it. Right? You can go and play now. You'll have to log in with like you use a Wax account. You can also use Wax Cloud Wallet if you want. But you should have the Wombat Chrome extension installed, obviously.
Right? I did have it on here. I wonder why I don't have it on here right now. I'll fix that. How dare I?
How dare you? Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that was all you could do, right? And we had a $10,000 prize pool set out for season 0, and we increased that to 12K. But in the end we've had over 100,000 NFTs staked, and people were just really going crazy. You could see the floor prices for all the NFTs, for all the NFT collections included, going up simply because of that. And look, it's that easy to get Wombat installed.
Right? Yeah, I wanted to. I might as well just sign up for another account. I wonder if I could do that.
I wonder if you have Google accounts left.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So yeah, season 0 blew us away in terms of how many people we've had. So we've had, like, I think about 10,000 users within 2 days, right? And so overall, I think we've had about 35 or 40,000 users playing the game within the first 6 weeks of season 0, where you could do nothing, right? So now we're adding new features between seasons. So we don't want to do that mid-season. So now we're adding an XP system. We're adding the possibility to choose the length of your dungeon round. So it's not just 24 hours every time. Oh, look at that. We already know you. And there will be an item system, right? And I'm actually most excited about the item system, because there's going to be obviously different rarities and different tiers for the items. You will be able to blend them to make them better. And there's going to be 6 different types and stuff. So it's going to be like an awesome item system. And I'm very much looking forward to that. It's going to be like ridiculously cool. I've never built anything like that.
Right? Well, it sounds like you guys are doing all the things. Oh, there we go. Oh, I have to do all this stuff. Yeah, maybe later.
Yeah.
Let's do my private key on air.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it would actually paste in clear text.
Oh, maybe not. Hey, that makes sense.
I think you'll have to reload the page.
Okay. I wonder if I had an EOS account on it or a Wax account on it. I should probably just get a new one. No, we're on here. Yeah, then wham. Got shit going on. What is my name? What should I be called? Why can't I click on it?
Like,
oh, there we
Corey,
go.
Maybe, or
why complicate it? Awesome. Do I have to click on these things to make it go?
I don't think so. It should
What
actually
if my
work.
name just isn't cool
Maybe,
enough?
yeah, maybe your name is already taken,
Oh,
but
can
it
you imagine?
should actually give you a proper error message in that case.
You know what? It might even just be my browser might just be very sad because I've been making it do too many things.
That's
Do,
always
do.
possible.
Yeah. I think I have like
It's a
50,000
very
tabs
simple app.
open.
There's very little that can break actually.
Yeah, no, this is totally. Come on now.
I still feel a bit embarrassed by that.
What's that?
Yeah, because it's not working for you.
Oh, don't. Yeah, no, for real. It's me. It's not you, it's me. Um yeah, here, let me get rid of like just a bunch of stuff and we'll bring it up here.
Hmm. Yeah, so
I blame
I
Chrome.
I really wonder like how that's gonna pan out in season one when there's an actual game, like a little bit of a game that you can actually play, right?
Right, right.
So I'm really excited about that because yeah, you're gonna have choices rather than just linearly click once a day.
But it's
Um,
it's amazing how much that trains us though. Um You know what I mean? Like well, I've been messing around with expansion just because I know the team that built it, so I grabbed a bunch of their stuff and it's that kind of thing. And you could buy little upgrades so that you, instead of mining once an hour, you could mine every 6 hours or whatever, which I totally did because who's got fucking time to do any of that shit? Not me certainly. And like I actually linked a bit of a mantra to it because like the last couple of weeks have been what's the word stressful. Let's put it that way. And
yeah,
my wife actually just said, "Listen, like you and your amazing team are gonna figure something out." And I'm like, you know what? Because my wife's a lot smarter than me. Like that's just true. And so now every time I go into expansion, I'm like, me and my amazing team are gonna figure something out. But like it's linked to like I'll never not do this now. Like I go in like 3 times a day to my like goofy little expansion mine, and I click the buttons or whatever. But
yeah,
now I'm like I've forced this function where I'm incentivized to say the thing, right? You can
yeah.
write your own firmware if you're diligent enough. So that's been really good. And so I don't know. I kind of like this weird clicky situation.
Yeah, and weirdly, it's the same in pretty much all free-to-play games,
Right?
right? Even if you
Yeah.
play like traditional free-to-play games, they just train you to click a button and come back six hours later and
Yeah.
click it again, right?
Like
Um,
it's honestly it's dumb.
it is, but
But
finally you get something for that, right?
right, exactly. Yeah, it's like right on all the games that exist on there that have trained everybody to do this. Right, you're getting nothing. You're getting like, oh, you passed the level. P.S. There's infinite levels.
Yeah, you get 100 units of that currency, of which there is infinite amounts.
Right, and then you can buy a tank, and then use that tank to buy some more currency. To like, it's just it's this goofy loop. Yeah, and really, we had Dan from Immersus on this morning, and they do a lot of NFTs in their metaverse instance, and like you can craft like shovels and do all sorts of fun things or whatever. And we spent a lot of time talking about how other people are starting to use their NFTs in their collections, right? And like just how everything that we're setting up as different projects now are going to end up cross pollinating, right? Like that we're going to be able to target other projects NFTs and kind of add value or add wrinkles of functionality to them, which of course cross pollinates all of our communities. And is because at the end of the day it's like human attention playing games over time is really the only currency that actually exists in this entire ecosystem, right? I just think that like we haven't even begun to scratch the surface of what that's going to mean.
No, not really. Yeah, you're right. And that was the idea with Dungeon Master as well. Obviously, we wanted to add more utility to our NFTs, right? We've had about 750,000 or something NFTs minted on EOS and about 20,000 minted on Wax, right? And we wanted to give them more utility, but then we obviously said, yeah, so there's so many awesome collections of friends, right? Like yours, for instance, that we should totally add, right? That we should totally enable people to stake, so that they can get some extra value out of them, right? And we'll just totally pay for it.
That
Like
would
we're sponsoring it.
That would be amazeballs. Because like the people that are buying NFTs right now from the support the DAO stuff, they're just basically like they're buying those NFTs to be helpful. Now, pretty soon, like we've done collabs with 10 different major builds in the uplift now. So we're gonna have like super amazeballs, pictures and videos from those builds. Basically just like lifting those people up, and they've been nice enough to say, hey, like you guys can use the funds from this to basically finish buying the uplift, so we can turn it into a DAO, right? So like this NFT line is going to be interesting, but like the fact that then you can stake them in the Dungeon Master game, like that's like,
and you will, and
so
you will. I promised you already.
I know, but it's just like just starting to think about it. Like, and people don't know. I haven't told anybody about this. So like the two people that are watching this, they're like, wait, what did you say?
They're the first ones to learn about it.
Wait, what?
Hello.
Yeah. So we're announcing it right now. Support the DAO stuff is going to be stakeable in Dungeon Masters. You're welcome.
Yeah. From next week. Yeah.
Cheers.
How so is the drop already on?
Yeah, we were gonna announce it yesterday, and then we were gonna have it go live at noon today, but we had some wires crossed in true uplift fashion. Like, how many times did we have to duct tape shit together in the beginning? Where somebody thought I meant to just turn it all live now, and so they did, and we're like, yeah, well, that checks out.
I just saw the website. I didn't go on. Like, is the drop on the website as well?
Yeah. All the links are on the website. Just takes you to the new little collection on.
So gotta buy some stuff there.
It's on there. So do I actually now. Shit. It's one more game I got into. Freaking train me to click the buttons, baby. Train me to click the buttons.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, I'm excited, man. So I mean, like every single thing that I've ever seen you guys do, I'm a huge fan of. And so, this is just it's exciting that we get to work together on this, on anything, frankly.
On all the things.
Well, this is the other thing we got to do too. So banners. We got to get some banners together. And not only will we put them up at Uplifters Tower, so that like every time we do a show, they're up there, but we'll get them out to everybody else and see if they want to put them up, on their billboards and on their builds and stuff.
Nice. I like that.
For reals.
Yeah, it's I don't even know what to say. It's like this whole Dungeon Master experience that has brought us much closer to kind of all these projects, as you said, right? Originally for us it was like, okay, so we're now going to Wax with the wallet, right? So we're now the Wax wallet as well. Like, we're the third option next to Wax Cloud Wallet and Anchor. Yeah. Now you can use Wombat, and you can use that. And like now, I think on most of the major dApps, maybe a few excluded, like Alien Worlds, god damn it. So that's really cool. So I'm just looking at the drop. It's Nifty Blocks. Yeah, and but it was like, yeah, okay, so that's that, right? We have a bunch of users, or a ton of users actually, who are using Wax. Wax on Wombat is already almost as big as EOS on Wombat is, and that is fascinating to say the least, because we've been in the EOS space for 2.5 years.
Yeah,
right? But we've only been in the Wax space for 2.5 months, or maybe now 3.
I may have told you that was going to happen.
You may have told me that.
It might have come up. Yeah, there's just so much. There's so much going on, and I think we had a great talk with Michael from Bywire was on. We had so many podcasts today. Was on today. Great guy. We were talking about the EOS blockchain and sort of where we saw that going, and whether I was bullish on it or whatever. I'm like I'm not bullish on the price. I don't know, right? But I'm bullish on anything Yves LaRose does. I'm bullish on all the stuff that's going on with Pomelo. I'm bullish on the specifics of stuff, because they're actually building some things. That might take a long time to come to fruition, but it will. But like Wax is just unavoidable. You can't, you just can't slow Wax down. Not now. Like it's too crazy. And like every single time we turn around, they're like, yeah, we casually, Wax does more blockchain transactions than all the other blockchains combined every day. Yeah, it's just what they do.
I wonder whether there's going to be some congestion at some point on Wax.
There'd have to be, right? Like it's so every once in a while now, it costs them. Well, this is how I know like Wax is going to go nuclear and Play to Earn Gaming is going to go nuclear, my freaking mother-in-law. And I really lucked out. My wife's parents are fantastic, right? So this last Christmas and the Christmas before, because I'm a degenerate, I gave them NFTs, right? And so I
That's a good
gave
idea.
it was so I gave some our planet or some alien worlds and some our planet stuff a year ago, and I think it was some expand. Of course they have uplift stuff or whatever too, but like the Colabox, right? I was breeding Colabox when they were really hot on our planet, right? So I gave a bunch to Jean, my mother-in-law. She's grinding out all that shit so much that she runs out of RAM every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Right?
RAM
Like
is not cheap.
It's not, and I don't have no clue how she's doing this, right? And I front to the RAM because she doesn't know how to buy it, so I just buy it for her because whatever. I find her fascination with all this super fascinating, and it's like she's just like a normal kind of grandma and plays these games for fun, but like all the time. Like that's that's money. Like we have arrived. Like by the time the rest of them figure this out, we'll be sitting on top of, all of it. We're here at the beginning.
And it doesn't like it's always the same discussion that you have with kind of outside people, right? And with all this criticism that's lately come up in terms of like people don't like NFTs, people don't like blockchain in general, they don't like cryptocurrencies because it's all like not really there. Like there was this article from Moxie, there was this video from Dan Olson, like folding ideas, right? Where they've been like criticizing and ranting about NFTs and blockchain so hard. And I understand this, right? I totally understand this because I keep comparing where we are right now and the convenience to use blockchain with like a dial-up modem in the late 90s, right? That's where we are right now. And
man, all morning we were talking too about that. Like we were talking about regulation and sort of like how we're positioning ourselves to kind of get in front of it as much as we can. Obviously, there's a lot of gray area or whatever, but there's a lot of companies out there that are we were talking about like the landline versus the VoIP technology, right? So like the FTC and landlines were very, very mad at how unfair VoIP, voice over internet protocol was, right?
Yeah.
And they were trying to stop it for a long time. They were trying to stop it, and they were saying it was illegal, and the internet just merrily made stuff like this for free, right? And so it moving in those directions, like there's companies now that are trying to fight to be on the right side of regulations that aren't existing now and won't exist in the future and barely existed before. Right? So it's super weird that like be seeing people focused on that. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that, but it's been an interesting day.
you had too many podcasts.
Oh my god. And I'm not done. Like this I'm excited to anytime I get to sit down with you anyway. So doing this in the afternoon is great, but like Left House hit me up. He's like, dude, you got to come on the podcast and tell everybody what's going on with the uplift. I'm like, all right, that's fair.
If I had a podcast, I would have invited you to tell me about the uplift anyway.
Thanks, buddy.
I think that probably anyone who's watching this now or later will have watched you talk about the uplift like X times.
They've probably
seen greater than 5,000.
They probably have a good idea, but it takes time to kind of percolate out though too, right? There's a lot of people like I spent half the day in the Discord today, which I don't usually do, just to kind of because there's a lot of change going on, right? And like there's a lot we can say, and there's way too much that we can't really get into, and that's uncomfortable. And there's a lot of stuff we don't know, and so that uncertainty is really, really annoying. And there's a lot of really, really passionate people around the project, which like I just have to go back to, no matter what particular moment is challenging, like that passion is just, I'm grateful for it. We all are. So
yeah, and I think that people are specifically attached and grateful for the people building the stuff, especially in your case, rather than just the project, right? It's obviously the uplift is great, but it's you making it great, right? And so people believe in you, and that's why they're supporting you, not necessarily just the uplift, right?
Yeah,
and that's what's very, I think that's very kind, and it's very human to begin with, right?
Yeah.
So and I think that's something that's very valuable, and that's also, especially in this crypto world where like people have NFTs and tokens, and these belong to something, right? It kind of always is about like, who is it that they actually believe in.
Yeah, that it's funny in blockchain is all about kind of trustlessness at a bunch of levels, right? But then the projects that we're building and the fact that it's all kind of the Wild West, like you do need to cultivate a level of trust between the project and the community. And I think like at Wombat, you guys have just done that by delivering constantly for 2.5 years. Like, it's like every single time I turn around, you guys are enhancing it. But when we first started, like we were selling NFTs that were gonna be land key NFTs. Like we knew we could do it, but we hadn't built it yet, right? And people
Yeah.
were like, yeah, hold my beer and take my money. I'm like, all right, well, thanks. And then we delivered, right? And I think over the course of this last little bit, we've been trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done, and there's been some challenges or whatever. And we're really, really freaking excited to finish, buying the uplift and getting control so that, we can get to delivering at a pace and a tempo that I think it's gonna make me happy. Like I know it won't make everyone happy because that's not possible, but it's really exciting for us on the team to start thinking about what we're going to be able to deliver and how fast.
And in the end, that's probably the most important thing, right? If people trust you with both their wallets and their time that they're investing, right, and their passion, and you're happy, then they're gonna be like, not everyone, but most of them are going to be happy inevitably.
Well, and I think it's created some tension too, because at the end of the day, like having to or being super dedicated to moving this particular direction the way that we are is like I need to know that I can actually deliver for sure, and doing it this way is the only way that I can. Because like trying to build this thing without the team, it's like it's really nice to hear that people might believe in me. But there was a moment where some people were thinking about trying to build the uplift without the team that built it, and that's just fucking ridiculous. It just wouldn't work, like at all. Never mind me, right? Like just me sitting in the Discord, like is nothing. That's just nothing happens. No development happens. No moderation happens. It just it goes to crap really fast.
Yeah, but with you, I obviously mean you as a person, but also you as a team, right? And it's the same. It's the same. Obviously, it's obviously the same with us, right? I would do nothing on my own. Like,
right.
I could talk. I can talk. I can talk. I can talk a lot, right? I can talk all day.
Cheers.
Right? I can write stuff up. I'm good at writing stuff up, right? That's fine. But what else? I mean, I used to code, right? I used to code like until maybe like 10 years ago. Ever since, I haven't touched a single line of code. Because there's simply people who are much better at that than I am, right?
Right. When we start to find our strengths, that's like no matter what happened, the team and I were gonna go do something, right? Because that's like there's just having the ability to get this number of disparate skills together in a room where we all really love working together and we're cohesive. I mean, it's really powerful, right? So yeah, I mean, I've never been able to code. The coolest thing I ever did with code was launch a token on EOS, and it took me like 6 weeks. Don't tell anyone. That takes, just for anyone that doesn't know EOS.io, that takes normal people about an hour if they're going very slowly.
Yeah. I mean, now, I mean, originally, still until we minted the first NFTs on EOS, it still felt like a little bit of, I don't know what, not magic, but still it felt like far away. I don't know, right? And then you can do that yourself. Okay, that's fine. You can go to Atomic Hub and just create NFTs, and that feels a little bit magical, but at the same time a little bit casual, right? Because it's so easy, and everybody does it, right? Literally.
Right. That's when that then it's like a lot of noise at that point, right?
Yeah. But if you then start kind of both systematically and programmatically minting a ton of NFTs that have like logic that makes sense, that like build upon each other and stuff, right? Then it suddenly starts feeling really, really awesome. It's like it's this magical thing that suddenly comes out of that. It's not this one thing that you mint. It's this entire set of things, and it's
the pattern.
It's the pattern. It's the what you interpret it with, right? Like the reason why you're minting it, the reason why you're giving it out, right? To whom you're giving it out. That is what matters, and it matters much more than whether that's an ape or whatever else, right? Or a
That was,
camel.
and we were talking about that this morning too. Like the PFP thing, um, it really only starts to make sense when you take the picture out of it, right? Like what it really is there's a rule. Like Bored Apes is an example, right? It's like the only way that you get onto these yacht parties, which like sounds like a whatever thing, but at the same time, like Hustle House was yelling at me to get into Bored Apes when they were 14,000. And he's like, never mind the cost, dude. Like, it's the network. Like, the number of people that you meet through this, it like totally changed my life. And like, he's like doing consulting in LA for like fucking ridiculous money. And a year ago, he was trying to buy his mom a car for $3,000, right? So, like, it's for real. Of course, the floor on Bored Apes is like, I don't know, $18 trillion now, whatever the fuck it is.
I have no idea. It's ridiculous.
I
I've
think,
even
yeah, it's like 100
last time I was actually thinking about it, they were already at 80K, right? And I was like, do you want to do that? And I just spoke to my wife
underneath floor.
I just spoke to my wife today, and I was like, I should have bought this Bored Ape back when it was like $80K, right? Because now I could probably sell it like for 100 ETH, whatever. And then she said, if you had bought an NFT for 80K and I had known, I had probably killed you.
Yeah, you'd have been summarily fired.
No, killed.
Okay, sorry, murdered. Yikes. Yeah, it's
I wouldn't have told her though.
Right? Yeah, just say yeah. Like my wife finally now, like this year, because we've been in sort of, I've been adjacent to the crypto space for I don't know, like 4 years now, whatever it is, and this is the first year where we like I never spend, well, it's a lie, I have judiciously stake wax as much as humanly possible, right? And I have since dropping the first NFT with Blue back in the day, a year ago, and so we have like a little bit of it, and it's all staked. And like every once in a while, I'm like, hey, I'm thinking about like unstaking to do this, that, or the next thing. And my wife was like, no. Wax is going to $5. Like, who are you? Like, this is amazing. She's finally got it to the point where like it was always like, let's sell it to pay off the student loan, or let's, do this, that, or the next thing and muggle money. And then it's just gone, right? Whereas like if it's in crypto, we actually have a such an asymmetrical capacity to gain. Only I didn't actually do it with a Bored Ape. Fuck.
Yeah, but sometimes it would actually be good to sell it and do something like for yourself rather than just thinking about what could it be tomorrow, about the, like,
right at a certain point. And we've done that a little bit. I'd say about 5%. We've kind of taken out to do some different things. Well, I mean, crypto. I mean, we have been trying to have a baby for a long time. This is probably too much information for this podcast, but whatever. And we actually are trying IVF this year. And if it wasn't for wax, we wouldn't have been able to do it.
That is a very good use case,
right? Right,
like money, right? That's
there you go, right?
Among the best things that you could do with it.
If and when we ever have a spawn, like chances are we should probably just call it Wax P and be done with it. Worst kid name ever.
Hey, Wax. How are you today?
Right? Is it true that your parents use cryptocurrency to make you? That and science, but yeah. Hey, Kathy Brinkman, I am so happy that you're watching this now. Kathy's not in crypto yet. She kind of a little bit got into Shipple back in the day. We need to get her on the uplift train for sure. Yeah. Hey, Morton, let me put this up here. Yeah, Morton said they're having some trouble on the thing as well. Actually, just tried again with my Wax Cloud wallet, and it was grumpy.
So, it was grumpy.
Yeah. Same issue as with the Wombat wallet.
That is very weird, and we'll definitely check that
tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, we know the people who run the thing, so we can get it figured out.
The good thing is that you're not missing out on anything because it's in between seasons anyway.
So maybe that's why. Like, can you not register in between seasons? Maybe, or
no, there should be like kind of a defined state, right? So
right,
it should tell you that you're not allowed to register right now,
that's
but
true.
it should be possible. It should be just a placeholder, and you should like it should work. So we'll fix that. Maybe you could. I mean, Corey, maybe you can send Corey, at least you or maybe also Morton. I don't want your Wax address or your Wax account name publicly, right? But maybe you can just send it.
Yeah, you can have mine. I'll send you all mine.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'll just DM to you.
So we can check on that, and we'll fix that for sure before season 1 lifts off. There's been a bunch of problems with Wax, with certain Wax nodes, and we'll have a failover for Wax nodes. Maybe that's the reason 1 or 2 nodes have been down since last week, actually, because DeFi Box launched on Wax last week, right? And
Yep.
That was actually pretty exciting. But
that is exciting.
I couldn't get my stuff out of Alcor because apparently there was a node problem, and I couldn't get it out of Alcor and stake it to DeFi Box.
Yeah.
Unless I was using my Wax Cloud wallet, which wasn't using that node apparently. So maybe that's related to Wax nodes not working. And like I said, we don't have a failover in the current version, but we do have a failover in our kind of next version that will deploy next week. So it will work for sure. We'll make sure it works so that all of you can stake your.
Yeah. No, there's.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's.
Yeah, Morton, fire me if you want. DM me all the whatever information you can. I'll make sure Adrian gets it. And we'll figure all that stuff out.
We'll definitely fix it. This
one hundo.
Yeah. Are you on iOS by any chance? By the way.
Yeah. To Morton, and I'll post your answer to that. Yeah, I'm doing it just through Chrome, but I'll try it through I'm gonna try it through the phone too. I haven't tried that yet.
iOS has been having a few problems, specifically with Wax through Wombat, but that should also be fixed the next season.
Okay.
We actually didn't make through the website. Yeah, that's too bad. That's really bad. There's always a ton of things that don't work. That also tells you that we're still in the early days. I mean, at least, thanks, Morton, for pointing this out. We'll definitely be on it.
Wax, just if you want another example, just go to BlueDAC. Oy.
Damn it! What was wrong with what's been going on with BlueDAC?
So it's what happens when everybody who wants to build a project, I yelled at everyone to build something like that on Wax for 6 months. Nobody would do it. So I was like, fuck it. Let's just see what we can do. Right. So everybody's got full-time jobs, outside of this stuff. And, we finally got a UX guy or a front end guy who would come in and build it. And so we, stand up kind of the MVP. It works. The contracts all work. Some of the UX doesn't work with contracts. So we're figuring all that shit out on the fly, as I tend to do. Right. It's usually throw shit out and fix it later, which usually works and iterates when you have everything you need to do. And the front end just starts kind of falling apart or whatever. And the front end guy had to take off because he's building some NFT marketplace on Cardano, which apparently has NFTs. Who knows? Great guy. Absolutely love him. Right? Yeah. No, his name's Tristan. He's a super, super awesome guy, but it's one of those things that happens, right? And we just don't have the firepower on that project
to pay better.
right. To do it. And then Arlan, Bad Gifter, comes out and creates a front end for the contracts, which have always been working perfectly, and just makes the whole fucking thing work. Just go to r.land/blue, and BlueDAC is great.
That is a trick.
It's crazy. Yeah, just let it kind of not work for a minute, and somebody in the community is gonna be like, these fucking clowns, and they'll just fix it.
I was actually going to ask you about BlueDAC because I was like, I still have 100 gazillion blue pool tokens staked on BlueDAC on some of my accounts, and I was like, the website isn't working. Okay, I should ping Corey. He probably knows about it, and I don't want to bother him with that because. But
you always should though, because then and people have been, and I tell them, hey, listen, go to r.land/blue, and they go there and like, oh my god, this is better than your site. And you're like, yep, we fucking know, because it really is straight up harvest all one button. which kind of always would have made sense, frankly.
That is a good thing. That
Yeah,
is a
instantaneously,
really
right? But
good
even
thing.
like the color coding, like you can go through all the active pools and
Come on, I'm
see
checking
what
this out.
what needs to get unstaked or staked. You can see the clock on the unstake button right off the bat. So like everything that that's timed 3 days will sit at the top until you can claim it. It's just a better design. Like Bad Gifter walks on fucking water as far as I'm concerned. And he's going to be coming to work with us, and we're going to be rebuilding the front end of BlueDack.io basically with his shit. And
and it doesn't have a Wombat login.
How dare he? I mean, I'll get you guys in the same room. I'll get because our land's not going away. He's building out some pretty epic stuff. Like it just started as kind of like a fun little side story to Our Planet, but he's getting as deep into the sort of game mechanics and the why of NFTs and tokens as you guys are. He's having a blast with it.
Oh my goodness, this looks really good. I mean, the good thing is that if you didn't know, Wombat is also it's sorry, it's sorry, I was so Wombat is also Anchor compatible. So I can also log in through the Anchor protocol when I use the Wombat extension. But it would be so cool to have a Wombat plugin on there as well. But that looks really cool. I'll definitely I'll be able to finally get my blue pool tokens out like that have been sitting in there for like a month or so.
Yeah, go get them for sure. Yeah, so and for anybody who's rocking and rolling on Blue Deck, there's gonna be a little bit of a delay for us to get this month's pools up, but they're coming. I actually got bullshit pools to map out what the pools this month should be, just because I've been a little distracted with some stuff in the Uplift world. But I think it's gonna work out, man.
I mean, I'm one more thing that we're doing for the first time next week is doing an NFT drop, right? We've been making so many NFTs, but we've been given all of them out for free so far. Based like if you're on one play, you just play games, you get NFTs, right?
Yeah.
And they're pretty cool. Like the last, actually, just an anecdote. The last NFT series that we got out was 2 weeks ago, and it's Dino Park, and this was this blew off so crazily because people like dinos. Who would have thought that? And so for like when you play Dino Park through one play, you get your first Dino NFT for the first 4 hours of playtime. That's very obviously that's very little, right? Anybody can grind out 4 hours of playtime within like 4 hours, I guess. So I've never seen this many NFTs being claimed. I think we had like 10,000 NFTs being claimed within a day or so. We've had so many downloads of the game. We've never seen anything like that. And it's just so crazy how
so like
people
40,000 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
And here's the NFT. All right. So here's the next question. What is the floor for those NFTs?
Some of them are pretty cheap, right? Because we have different rarities.
Sure.
And I think for Dino Park, I'm not entirely sure about the numbers, but I think we've minted about 125 or 150,000 of these NFTs. So there's obviously commons that are very, very common. Right. So I think the floor price is about $1 or so.
Okay, but this is where it gets interesting. So you play for 4 hours and you get an NFT, but you don't know what rarity. So there's that element of chance in there. Is that accurate?
Right now, that is. We'll be changing that actually. Not sure exactly when, but within the next 1 or 2 months, that will increasingly have kind of the rarity of the NFT tied to the progress that you've made in the game. So there's like different milestones that you can get, right? So with Dino Park, it's cool. You get the first NFT after 4 hours of playtime, then the next NFT you get for the next, I think, 20 hours of playtime, right? And obviously, in theory, or also in practice, the next NFT should be rarer than the first one because it's harder to get, right?
Yep.
And so this is what we're going to include. We haven't done that yet because that kind of didn't fit our NFT distribution scheme, but
I
that's
wonder
what's
if you
going to
could
happen.
still. One thing we noticed, and I tracked this across a bunch of projects. This is a few months ago, but I would be willing to bet that it's still the same. The For a long time, the unopened crates were worth on average 4 times more than what was in them.
Oh, really?
Yep. So, and this was universal. I looked at 6 different projects. I mapped out everything that was possible to go in there. I averaged out the price of all the potential things that were going to be in it, and it was actually like it was right next door to 4x for 6 projects. Like it was really really close together, and it just shouldn't have been, right? Like
this is insane. I mean,
yeah, so like it felt like this is a coded metric now. And again, like I think that this is even just in the past 6 months, I think people both get more savvy and less so depending on how recent they've come into the space. So I don't know if that's going to be accurate, but I know that there's an absolute premium on that element of chance. So I wonder if the initial one, if it was worth coding well, I think it is worth coding just the base logic in. You're going to get a common, but like a 5% chance of getting an uncommon. And then at the next level, you get an uncommon and a 5% chance of getting a legendary or rare, I guess, or whatever. Right?
It's definitely going to be like that. There's always going to be like an upside chance, right?
Right. Just because like that upside chance, like we're all degenerates, me included. Like that's like totally real.
But at the same time, I think it's very interesting when you can actually map certain rarities to certain milestones in the game, right? And to certain
you're coding in it. You're gonna code in floor prices doing that, right? It's like the amount that people are willing to sell their time for is going to be hard coded into the floor price of the NFT.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're in the Philippines, like $1 for that might be awesome, right? So then it's going to be a matter of sort of gauging what that's worth across the board, and then utility. And I know you guys are going to have a bunch of utility for stuff anyway, which is going to make scarcity more of a thing, and then people are going to want to grind more, and that's where that's the whole exciting thing of this whole thing, right? You start to create a real a churning economic engine.
And what's funny actually when talking about floor prices, it's already we have this thing called missions in OnePlay. So and they're like we have 2 missions starting every week, right? So Mondays and Thursdays. There's new missions starting, and missions basically just consist of you have to form a team of NFTs, and that's always like a certain type of NFT that we've given out. So typically an NFT tied to a game, and then they have certain attributes, and we work a lot with immutable attributes, right, on the atomic asset standard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool because you can also re-roll those attributes on OnePlay by paying $1, and $1 you get from playing games, right? So there's like this huge economy around those, and then you have these missions, and you have to always use like the 3 best NFTs suited for this particular category, and if these are like fairly scarce. And there's just a few thousand of these NFTs out there. Sometimes when a new mission comes up, the floor price goes up from, let's say, $50 to like $20 within hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so crazy because people start buying up all these free float NFTs of that type that's currently being used for that particular mission, and we don't even I sometimes don't even notice. I just think like, okay, why is this Cloud One Bayshome suddenly worth $20? Right?
Well, this is the thing too. You guys gave out all these NFTs, which I know for a fact is super smart and good business sense. Even though they're not free to make, right? RAM cost and stakes, CPU, blah blah. Would you be comfortable giving me an idea of what you guys have made off secondary, or is that just like proprietary information? I should go fuck myself.
No, but it's not much, right? You can actually see the numbers on. We have most NFTs minted on EOS, right? And I can comfortably say that I think of the top 20 collections on EOS on Atomic Hub, I think we have like 10. 10 of them are ours, but then again, trading volumes on EOS are minuscule when you compare them to
compared
they're like not even 1%. I think that's like 0.1% of what you see in trading volumes on Wax. So
Wax
it's not like we're not getting rich from the secondaries, I could tell you.
Well, I mean, this is where like you got to the getting with the number of people you have going on too. Like I think my feeling anyway is, especially the long term for the Uplift DAO, uh, figuring out how, as an example, like we're going to create another collection that is just going to be for the survival world's economic zone, right? So everybody's starting shops, and you can use Upliftium to buy and sell, all the different kinds of things that you can make in the world. Glass, or mine, you can sell dirt if you wanted to. Like good luck getting buyers, whatever, right? But you can there's like a churning economic industry now going on in the survival worlds. Now we create a collection. We basically say, okay, for a small tax, because we want to reduce the amount of stuff in the worlds, because that's kind of good for everybody, right? We'll maybe take 5% off or whatever. You can take out, say, 1,000 glass as an NFT, right? So the same way that you can get Upliftium out as an NFT, and of course, tokenized NFT, and Kate tokenizes it. You can take Dalcor, blah blah blah, right? But imagine being able to literally take anything like trees, birch, invisibility potions, anything that you can make in the survival worlds, you will be able to basically, take them out in bulk and put them on, put them on Atomic or Nifty or what have you, right? And if we do like a 9% percentage on that, like that keeps the lights on in the servers, like maybe forever, right? Like that to me, like that's super fun, because it just means that, like it's one thing if we could sell some land, great, right? But how do you make this last for 1,000 years?
And I think it's so great because it aligns incentives so well, right? So if you create NFTs, and whether you sell them or whether you give them out for free doesn't matter, right? But you create them, and if they don't get traded, you get nothing, right? But if they do get traded because they're interesting to people, and only then they get traded, right? Only if people actually want.
There has to be a buyer, right? Like if
right?
there's no buyer for it, then the sellers are just kind of like it gets real boring really fast.
Exactly. And so you build something that people want to have, want to own, want to buy, right? You create that, you get rewarded, you get something back, right? You create something that nobody wants, you get nothing, right? So it's literally that, right? And so that's actually why I also think that this secondary market model is actually, that's going to be so important with all these NFT games and on all these metaverses and stuff. Like in the end, everything is going to depend on that, right? You can obviously drop NFTs. You'll have a few thousand, maybe a few 100,000, maybe even a few $1 million, right? And then you can build stuff, and that's going to last for whatever time, right? A day, a month, a year, 10 years, whatever. And then it's going to be like you're going to run out of the money, and then what, right? You'll have to come up with either a different monetization strategy. So you're going to have you're going to have to ask for money, right? Or you do it implicitly by just creating stuff that people want, and adding enough utility to all the things that you can actually put on the marketplace so that people actually trade the stuff, right? And then it doesn't, like some people, some projects will have a secondary collection fee of 1%. Some will have 15%, maybe 50%. I don't know, right? And the economies will just pan out like that. There's going to be it's a game theoretical problem, right? There's going to be an equilibrium somewhere where you'll find, okay, so this is just the right amount of secondary market fee, of collection fee. And I think that's very
interesting. It's really a matter of adding in an economic engine that is interesting enough that people can create value and then extract value by selling the NFTs themselves. In various and different ways. Like that really is our job, right? At the end of the day, it's making things that are going to making a base layer system or platform where other people can do things that make their things more interesting, and then sell them out. Whether that's increasing my land power and expansion, or upgrading NFTs in Shipple, or going in and flipping builds in the Uplift, which people are still doing. I don't think that's happening anywhere near as much as what's going to happen. Like you can go in there and you can build something, and 400x your investment on a little land key NFT, right? Some people have figured this out, and they're grinding one out every couple of days. So those kinds of things, and again, even on all that, we're still just scratching the surface of what's going to be possible.
And I think that's such a great thing. If you just buy a piece of land, right, and you build something on it, and then you can sell that to somebody else who just wants this, who just likes looking at that, or likes roaming that and likes being in that, right? It's just so great. As long as you find somebody who wants to spend the money, who for whom it's worth that money, right? You'll it's all going to work, and it's just like that's the same with us, right? We're building this huge ecosystem where you can constantly do something with your NFTs, right? And right now you can already you get them, you can alter their mutable attributes, you can use them in challenges and quests, right? Next up, we're actually working on a blend on an NFT blend page so that you can upgrade some of your NFTs. They're going to be upgraded both visually and in terms of their attributes, which is a bit of a complex thing, right? Where you don't just blend NFTs so that you get, like, you put in 2 or 3 different templates, you get a different template, right? But also you kind of inherit the attributes, the mutable attributes. Each individual NFT being put into the blend will have a different result, right? In terms of the attributes of the blend. They will look the same. They will look like the new blend, right? Like the blended NFT, but they will have different attributes, right? And we're coming up with all these formulas, and it's like, technically that's super complex, and it's just what we're building, and it's going to be so much fun, right? Because then it will make a difference, and you'll be able to choose. You first change the attributes, then you blend it, and then you use that on, right? Or you first blend it and then change the attributes and you have kind of a certain percentage of getting good ones, and then you blend on, right? And it's going to be so much fun. I'm just so much looking forward to that. The next 4 to 6 weeks are gonna have such a big impact on how people are basically interacting with our ecosystem. I'm super curious of how that's going to pan out in the end.
I'm stoked. Like, worst case scenario, it's going to be super fun. Now I have to go because I'm supposed to be on Left House's podcast in 2 minutes. Thank you very much for having a beverage with me. Thank you so much for helping to support the DAO NFT collection out by making them stakeable and usable on Dungeon Master. We're let everybody know, like, I'm going to be playing it. So, like, when it all gets fixed up and I'm on there, we'll have it on the show all the time. If you guys have any assets or anything you guys want us to put onto a banner, we're going to put banners up, like billboards up in the uplift.
We will
kind of let people know, just because it's super huge. People have just been getting those support the DAO NFTs, like, just to help us out, and it really does help. We need to raise 250,000 to finish buying the uplift from Legend. So it's it means a lot, like, it really does. And thanks for coming on. Like, let's do this afternoon / evening, have a beverage thing more often. It's good shit.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Corey. And remember, Monday is our NFT drop, our pack drop for Dungeon Master Season 1.
What time? Do you want to come on the show Monday morning?
11 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah. Do you want to come on 9 Monday morning?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
9. Oh, God. My Monday is going to be so cramped. Yeah, 9 should work.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, let's get some eyeballs on it. And honestly, like, I'll unstake some wax. God damn
it. We're not dropping too many packs. We're being modest there.
I still
need the basic packs are going to be 40 wax each, and the diamond packs are going to be 500 wax each. But there's only 50 diamond packs.
Damn. Those are going to sell out in 5 seconds. Damn it. We shouldn't have a show. Let's have a show after the drop. If any are left, you guys can get them. Damn it.
No fucking way. No. We got it. There's just one thing. We got to sell this out.
No, those are going to sell out in like 60 seconds. But, what are you going to do? That'll be fun.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks, and see you Monday.
Yep. And awesome.
Have a good one. Bye.